Something a little bit different this morning. I'm going to use a standard silencer, and I'm going to try a cap that I've used on a WEIHRAUCH silencer. I machined out. This was to try on a rimfire. I modified the internals. You can just see there's now an extra bit of space, about 3mm deep. Now I'll be doing 3 shots with a standard end cap. And then just to make sure the baffles don't move about, I shall put in one of these washers. It's a slightly smaller hole than a standard washer you find in the WEIHRAUCH silencers. That'll be with that modified end cap. It'll have one band on, so you'll know with the end cap that's the one. And then I should do another 3 shots. And instead of the end cap, I shall have a cone in there. Fit the cone inside, put the cap on, and you know what silencer that is. There'll be 2 bands on it, and that'll be for the cone one. So let's go and see what happens. Well, I think you can guess what I'm going to say about the standard WEIHRAUCH silencer. Pretty good. You ain't going to gain much by messing around with it, but it's always worth trying. Not really any difference with this end cap. I wasn't expecting it to do much, but it does add a little bit of length to the silencer, another little tiny chamber. It disrupts the airflow through the silencer before it comes out the end, so as I say, every little helps. Maybe if I'd done this with cones in there or these washers with a smaller hole, there might have been another slight gain. Perhaps, I don't know. And like before, it didn't seem to make all that much difference between using a cone and a washer. So today's little experiment I don't think proved anything. I suppose somewhere along the lines, if I put cones in and use that and put a cone at the end, there might be some gain. Probably if it was measured, somebody would think, wow, I've knocked half a decibel off or something like that, but I'm thinking in terms in the real world, what I think and what rabbits, crows, pigeon, what they hear. So one thing I have noticed though, the more you restrict and you've got holes in or cones, instead of the noise being sudden like a psh, it's more drawn out. I don't know if you've actually picked up on that yet, but it's been quite noticeable. If you listen really carefully, what I do is I turn the sound right down, I close my eyes and I listen, and I can hear quite a difference between some of them. Some of them is a rather fast psh, and some of them, particularly with the cones and the more washers or cones there is, the more noticeable this is. It becomes more like a psh. So the release of the air through the chambers all the way along the silencer as it comes out the end cap, it's more like a reservoir. It's holding the air for a slow release, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but something to think on about. Anyway, for now I'll keep that for the rimfire use, and back to the drawing board using a standard cap with all the other little experiments I'm going to try with these.